It has officially been longer than 7 days since we last saw our Detroit Lions play, and having to wait after a win feels a whole lot better than after a loss. And we finally get to be home for the first time since January 1st. Just let that sink in. The Detroit Lions last played January 1st, New Year's Day, in Ford Field. That's how long it's been. So the roof is going to be blown off of Ford Field. I'm excited. I will be having the watch party. We've sold 32 tickets thus far. The hotel is going to do a campaign to kind of push it Saturday night. So you still have time to get your tickets. The link will be the pinned comment. But we are super duper excited. And we've got some good and some bad news, unfortunately, when it comes to our offensive and defensive line. But let's do like we usually do. It's been so long since we've done this, the first time in 9 months. Let's go over the ESPN Gamecast and see what the matchup is looking like for our Detroit Lions. Now, for the first of all, shout out to ESPN for the revamped circle here, the score predictor. It's fantastic. This is good. Like it. It's clear. It's legible. You can see it, and I'm all about things you can see. The Detroit Lions have a 64% chance to win this game to the Seattle Seahawks 35. That was us last year. I mean, every single game, over and over and over, every single game, we were not given any chances to win. But the Detroit Lions are essentially, in their last 11 games, 9-2. Fantastic. The passing yards leaders, it's only been one game, of course. Geno Smith had a subpar game at 16 for 26. He had 112 yards with 1 touchdown. Jared Goff, a nice, efficient day, clean day, no turnovers in any way. Was 22 of 35 for 253 yards with 1 touchdown. The rushing leaders, Kenneth Walker had 12 carries for 64 yards. David Montgomery had 21 carries, 74 yards, and 1 touchdown. Receiving yards, DK Metcalf, 3 receptions for 47 yards and 1 TD, 4 receptions for 80 yards. If you're looking for a ticket, you can find one as low as $113. Yeah, have fun with that. Now, the injury report right here is kind of scary because when it comes to our side, because we're going to see in a minute about Taylor Decker. But on the Seattle side, Mike Morris, defensive end, is questionable. Jamal Adams, the safety, is questionable. Abraham Lucas, that is their tackle, who is on IR, so he's going to be out for the next 4 weeks. Charles Cross is the other one they lost. He is questionable, probably won't play. And Boye Mafe, the linebacker, is questionable as well. Now, for the Detroit Lions, Khalil Dorsey, questionable. Emmanuel Mosley he's going to be out. He's not going to play, Dan Campbell said in his press conference. What scares me here is Taylor Decker is doubtful. And Dan Campbell said today that he's below questionable, like he's lower than questionable. Now, I said yesterday in my live stream that there was no way Taylor Decker was not going to play in this game. There was absolutely no way. The first time being home in almost 9 months and over 9 months. And I don't see Taylor Decker not playing this game if he's not going to hinder the offense. If he thinks that the team would be better without him until he's ready, then I can see him sitting out. But if he's in any form can go, I think he's going to go. And Josh Pascal got hurt in practice yesterday and is questionable. Now, when we look at the passing yards, the total yards, the Seahawks only floundered 197 yards to the Detroit Lions, 371 passing yards to 112 to 253. Rushing yards, 85 to 118. So we put more than 30 on them. Yards allowed right here. Look at this defense, man. 426 yards allowed to the Detroit Lions, 316. Passing yards allowed, 334 to the Detroit Lions, 226. Rushing yards allowed, 92 to our 90. Last 5 games. This goes back into the preseason, but the Seahawks are 2-3 in their last 5 games, again, including the preseason. And the Detroit Lions are 4-1, including the preseason. Now, this is what we need to do to win this game. We have to make Seattle punt. That's just the bottom line. But all jokes aside, the defense is going to be better, and they will have to punt. I'm expecting a turnover or two as well. But it's some guys we got to keep our eye on. We have to contain Geno Smith. Running quarterbacks gave us a fit last year, and it looks like they might still be a little bit of a problem. Patrick Mahomes, he is Patrick Mahomes, though, but still, the middle of the field was a little open, scrambling. We have to be able to contain. Now, the one thing that I saw that was different from last year with Jeff Okudah and those guys in the backfield, Deshaun Elliott, Jerry Jacobs, is when scrambling quarterbacks would start moving, the secondary would be wide open. So we can't let that happen. I don't expect that to happen. We don't know if Tyler Lockett has clear concussion protocol. Will he be there? So we've got to contain the quarterback. We cannot keep letting him, because he ran some big runs on us last year as well. We got to keep our eye on Kenneth Walker, be able to stop him. DK Metcalf, I feel like C.J. Gardner-Johnson is going to get under his skin. He might not even be involved in any plays or mini plays. Let's say he's not even involved in the play, and he's just chirping at DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is somebody who I was really big on until last year if he would have became a free agent, but he's like a giant baby. And to be honest, the comparison to Calvin Johnson is unwarranted because Calvin Johnson never, ever acted like DK Metcalf. If we forget about containing, 47 yards is nothing for him, but we need to do that. We know that. But if C.J. Gardner-Johnson can get under this guy's skin, he might do something dumb because DK Metcalf is waiting to do something stupid. Last week, he pushed down I think it was a penalty, just pushed down, almost blindsided a defender because he was mad about something. So we need to get under his skin, make him act stupid, and get in his head. That's what we need to do. But I really feel like, I don't know who. Also, I read this earlier this week. He said something. Oh, yeah, that's right. He said that C.J. Gardner-Johnson was soft. So, yeah, it's going to be a war back there for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if C.J. tries to lay the smack down in a, the appropriate fashion in the game of football. So what do I think is going to happen? The Detroit Lions are going to win this game, and there's no bias to it. There's no bias to it. I feel like we've looked at the offense. We've looked at what we can do. We can throw. As a matter of fact, I'm putting Jared Goff in my fantasy lineup over Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes probably won't have Kelsey, but Jared Goff I feel like he's going to feast. Quandre Diggs is back there as well, but we don't need to go deep all the time. We saw that they allowed over 300. Let me look again. How many passing yards did these dudes allow again? They allowed on the, okay, let me see, total yards, passing yards. They allowed quite a bit. And for some reason, I can't find it now. But we can beat these guys. We can beat them. Pass. Run game is going to open up. The play action is going to open up. And most of all, we're going to be at home. It's been 9 months and 2 weeks since the Detroit Lions played a game in Ford Field. You thought the 12th man was something? Ford Field is about to be a whole nother level because the 12th man is kind of open. This right here is going to be crazy. And there's no way, in my opinion, and this is without being braggadocious, there's no way that the Detroit Lions lose this game. Seattle has beat us 5 straight times. 5 straight times. They put up 99 points in the last 2 matchups. Remember the 50 burger when they were terrible, Russell Wilson's last year? Dan Campbell's first, and 48 last year. And Dan Campbell said something when he was on with Danny Rogers. He was like, this team left a bad taste in our mouth, and we haven't forgot. So I think the Detroit Lions win this game. Not sure what the score is going to be, but I think Jared Goff's going to have a big day. I really, truly believe that we're going to run them out of Ford Field. There's no way, in my opinion, that we lose this game. I am a little concerned about Josh Pascal, though. Every time he gets rolling, he seems to go back. So that should be something to watch. He got hurt in practice, like I said. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section below. If you do score predictions, you can do them. That is fine. Before we get out of here, we already talked about the watch party, but check this out. I am 8 subscribers away from 14,000. So if you are a returning viewer who comes back and comes back and comes back, I want you to consider subscribing. Let me show you something real quick. Get to use my fancy transition because I forgot. All right. So in the past 28 days, I have had 62,000 returning viewers. Now that 1.4 is very nice. I appreciate that. But this purple line is people who come back all the time, every day. You see how much higher it is than the blue line? Look at this. On a daily, I'm averaging thousands of people who come back every single day. And yesterday was a solid day as well. There have been 974 people that found me for the first time yesterday. People who have watched this channel before, 9,577 people. My subscriber growth does not equal that. So whatever it is that's hindering you from subscribing to the channel, let me know in the comment section. Maybe it's something I can fix. I don't ever do call to actions, really. I just let you make the decision on your own. But at the same time, us as creators, we got to push a little bit to try to see what we can do. So if there's something that I can do, I'm here, I make content about the Detroit Lions. If there's something that I could do, let me know in the comment section below as to help a person subscribe. I would appreciate that. But we're so close. The goal is 25K by the end of the year, and I think we can get there. But you guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.